Good morning and welcome. Welcome to my channel. I'm Susan. Today we're going to bake some more Christmas cookies. These are called walnut cookies. They're tiny little cookies. They're really good with coffee or even in the evening a glass of red wine. I'm going to be doubling this recipe, but I'll put the recipe in the description box below this video, and it'll be for one single batch. Now I've got my oven preheated to 300 degrees, and in the bowl I've got 1 cup of butter, and I'm going to kind of cream this butter here. That's nice and soft. Now I'm going to add to this 1/2 cup of sugar. I'm only adding part of the sugar to the cookies. The rest I'm going to sprinkle on top of the cookies when they're baked. So I've got 1/2 cup of butter. I'm sorry, 1/2 cup of sugar. Got a cup of butter and 1/2 cup of sugar. We're going to kind of cream this real good. Now we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. My trusty bottle of homemade vanilla here. There we go. That's a little over, but don't worry about it. No biggie. Okay, now I'm going to blend this in with the sugar and the eggs. Now I've got 2 cups of flour I'm going to add to this. But I'm not going to do it all at one time. We don't want a flour shower. Kind of get it started mixing in there before you turn up the mixer. That way you won't have flour all over the place. The rest of the flour. So that's 2 cups of flour. Get it in there. Put some figuring out of the way. I'm going to mix this really well. It'll take a couple minutes to incorporate everything. Pardon me. Okay, now make sure I've got oversized. Pardon me, I think I'm choking on flour dust here. Let me get this off. I'm gonna mix this a little more before I add the walnuts. That's looking good. You can mush it together. Make sure I get all that incorporated off the bottom of the bowl. Now I've got 2 cups of pretty fine ground walnuts here that we're going to add to this. Let's see if I can get that off here. We're going to just use the mixer to put these walnuts into the dough. Now you're going to notice that this dough looks a little dry, but it'll all come together here in a minute. Okay. Done with that. I'm going to put this mixer over here and out of the way so that you can see what else is going on. Let me bring a cookie sheet over here. Now I use a parchment lined cookie sheet. It's just easier. And we're going to do these by the teaspoon. And this is a tiny little scoop. And it's basically a teaspoon. So we're going to come into the bowl and we're going to grab and press against the side of the bowl. And see how it comes together? I told you it would. But we're going to put these on a couple of cookie sheets. Now these won't spread much or rise much because there's no leavening in there. But I'll tell you, these are so good. They're almost like a melt in your mouth. It's the best way I can explain it. Now I'm going to come through and I'm going to just kind of flatten out the top. Just use your finger. Clean hands, best tool. Now I'm going to fill up a couple of trays here, so we're going to be back in a few minutes so you don't have to watch me do all this. So I'll see you in a few. Okay, we've baked a tray of these. Now I'm going to put them on this cooling rack, and then I'm going to sprinkle them with sugar while they're still warm. Let's get these on there. You see they're not very big. They're kind of like a bite, one bite. And the nuts, sometimes they fall apart here. They're a delicate cookie, I will tell you that. But we'll get these on here before they get too cool so that the sugar sticks to them. That's exactly what we want. Now, one single batch of these cookies should give you somewhere between, I would imagine, around 60 cookies. So they make a lot in just one batch, but of course I've got an open house coming up, so I need a double batch of these. I'll chase them around the cookie sheet here. Here we go. All right, now, turn that right side up. Now what we're going to do is just take some white granulated sugar, and I'm just going to start. Now I do have a piece of wax paper under this cooling rack so that I'm not getting sugar all over my countertop, so we're just going to lightly coat these. And I would tell you that these just melt in your mouth. They're still a little warm to try yet. They look good, don't they? Got them all covered here. Make sure we got them all sugared up. You don't want a holiday without less sugar. Let's just take a little one here. Oh, okay. Let's try these. Mmm. These are so good. They're light. Like I said, they just kind of melt in your mouth. So there you have a walnut cookie. You can serve with either coffee or a glass of red wine. You could probably use white wine too, as far as that goes. But I hope you liked the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. And please subscribe if you haven't done so already. And until next time, blessings to you and your family. Have a good day.